What's going on, guys? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV. And that game went exactly as it should have done. Arsenal won, West Brom 0. A decent performance, a really good 3 points to put on the board, and overall a really positive way to have our final home game of the season. Now this was always going to be a really odd game going into it, considering West Brom, they're down at the bottom of the table. They're not really relegation candidates, but they're there and thereabouts, and there always is a very slight chance that they could be in the mix to go down, depending on the Norwich versus Chelsea result. So I would have expected them to go into this game really fighting for it, really trying to get something out of it, but they didn't really reflect a team that were at the bottom of the league trying to do their best to stay in the Premier League. I mean, they didn't seem like that at all. They seemed very flat in my opinion. And looking at Arsenal, we already had top four in the bag following Everton's loss to Man City, and you know, I thought we showed that as well, because we just looked like a team that looked satisfied with where they were. We looked incredibly comfortable on the ball. There was nothing really to worry about. I mean, we've done as much as we can in the league at the moment. I mean, honestly, if you go back a couple of months and you look at where we were challenging for the first place, the Premier League title, and where we are now challenging for fourth, I mean, I think you have to say there's been improvement. We've got top four with 2 games to go, and you know, I'm so glad we're not taking it down to the final day of the season at Norwich, because that would just be so horrible. And you know, the fact that we can go to Norwich and in this game just enjoy it, have a bit of a chilled one, rest a few players, and then the focus is of course on that cup final. But like I say, get these first couple of Premier League games out of the way, then we can focus on the final against Hull City, because I think it's really important that we build up some form of momentum, and we've got quite a few wins on the bounce now in the league, as well as that victory in the FA Cup semi-final against Wigan. So we really are stacking up the wins at the moment, and we're going to go into that final. You know, if we win at Norwich as well, I think it's really important we get a victory there as well. We're going to go into that with a load of wins behind us, a load of confidence, a load of self-belief, and we should just have a carbon copy of the performances that we've been having in recent weeks. But getting into the game itself, I mean, both sides, they were having decent spells of possession. West Brom, they started off pretty brightly in my opinion. The likes of Chris Brunt going forward, Berahino, I think that's how you say it, Sessegnon, all striving to go forward. But after about 10 minutes, it all went a bit flat for them, and Arsenal got into the game an awful lot more. We dominated it. We were getting forward a lot more. The likes of Ozil, Podolski enjoying spells of possession on the ball. Ozil doing a bit of trickery as well. He looked really calm and composed on the ball, and he had another really good performance, which I was glad to see. Everyone had a decent performance. There wasn't any player that I can pick out that had a poor performance, because frankly, everyone in my opinion was at the exact same level today. It looked like a really established team performance and a well-renowned team victory. But we did manage to penetrate the West Brom goal 14 minutes in through Olivier Giroud, an absolutely cracking goal. A lovely header by him, loses his man, really powerful header into the bottom left-hand corner of the goal, past Ben Foster. And open up the scoring, and you think, yes, come on, we can go and do this, we can get a couple more goals on the board. But it really didn't go like that. I mean, for about 5-10 minutes after the goal, we certainly looked like we were going to score a couple more. The likes of Podolski really did look penetrative on the ball. We get some excellent shots under our belt. The likes of Cazorla running the midfield battle again, and he's had a really good couple of games, Cazorla. I think we've got to mention his name in a moment, because the past few games he's been absolutely superb, and his link-up play with Ozil, which has been something that's maybe lacked earlier on in the season, is really coming together now, and it really does look promising for next season, when we've got the likes of Cazorla, Ozil, all in those centre attacking midfield roles, and it's just, our midfield is absolutely wonderful at the moment. And one other thing, I totally forgot to mention it at the start, but Abu Diaby coming back into the team, what a boost that was. We didn't actually see him play any minutes, but to have him on the bench, absolute trooper, made it back into the team. I'm hoping that we'll see a bit of him in the Norwich game, because it's just overall great to have him in the team after he's been out for about over a year now. It's just absolutely fantastic to have a player of that calibre in and around the team now. It's just so morale boosting, and just to think we've still got the likes of Wilshere, Chamberlain, Gibbs all to come back, and hopefully we'll have them back before the final. We're going to have a basically full strength team minus Walcott for that game. And looking at our other midfielders as well, we did rest Ramsey for this one. I wouldn't say we missed him, because we looked comfortable throughout the whole game, frankly. But our link-up play between the defence and the attack wasn't all that great at times. I mean, the likes of Flamini and Arteta, they're both defensive-minded players, and they do sometimes struggle to bring it forward. I mean, I saw Flamini and Arteta both trying to give it their all, trying to do that, but sometimes their pass can be a bit off. Sometimes they're not able to make the runs that Ramsey does, get in the positions that he does. But I think it was an excellent move by Wenger to actually rest him, because he's going to be so crucial in that cup final for us. And just give him a run out against Norwich as well. Make sure everyone is fit for that final, and it's important that we keep our best players fit. So I would expect a really rotated team against Norwich. I would expect maybe the likes of Rosicki, Kellstrom all to start that one. Maybe even a freak performance from Diaby. That would be really great to see in our final game of the season. But yeah, I mean, I'm going off topic a bit now, but second half of this game, it was flat. I mean, there's not really much I can discuss about it. We kind of saw out the game. West Brom were offering very little attacking wise. I thought their best attacking moves were when they brought on Anichebe. I thought he was fairly decent. He certainly caused the likes of Mertesacker and Koscielny problems. But overall, not much to report in that second half. We just saw out the game, got the victory. We could have scored again. Ozil came really close with a chance, as did Podolski. But yeah, we finished the game 1-0. Good 3 points to put on the board. Go to Norwich, exactly the same, a routine victory. And you know, for all we know, they could be relegated by that time, so that could be another really weird game. But as long as we got fourth, I'm satisfied. I wouldn't say I'm happy, because I still look back. This is a season full of ifs and buts, and I still wonder, what if we'd have brought in a striker in January? Where would we be now? I mean, you know, we were rocking the league at that point. We were top of the table, but you know, injuries have cost us. Poor performances have cost us. Those heavy defeats. These are all things that can't afford to happen next season, because that's where we've lost the league. Poor performances and injuries, and not bringing players in January who have to buy adequately. Well, not adequately, but excellently for us. So we've got to bring in a couple of world-class players, in my opinion. And then we can really push on from there. I mean, let's finish this season, get top 4 in the FA Cup, and then who knows what will happen next season. I mean, who knows what I'll be saying in a year's time. Maybe I'll be announcing Arsenal as the Premier League champions. We can only dream at the moment. But anyway, those have been my thoughts on today's game. I'm really looking forward to that Norwich game, and then the final after that, with absolutely no worries at the moment. I'm feeling really good about Arsenal. Just going into that game against Norwich is going to be a really relaxed one. Maybe see a bit of rotation in the team, but I'll leave all that to my preview of that game. So anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, please give it a like rating. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV, as well as my own channel, AFC Game by Game. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.